Enemy MOAB incoming.
Hey guys and girls, how you all doing? It's Kirsty, as usual, with another gameplay commentary. And something a little bit different today, because as everyone knows, I do like to bring you guys quite a bit of variety. And as you can probably see from that little theatre feed at the bottom, that this is likely going to be an assault gameplay. And judging by the amount of those little green lines, I've got a feeling it's going to be over 100 kills. So as you can see, we're playing on Bakara, which is one of my favourite maps for domination. And you guys have probably gathered that, because I have made a few posts on this map recently. And I try and split the gameplays up by putting other things in between them. But I have had this one for around a week or so. This was actually one of those gameplays that I got when I was in pretty severe pain with my tooth, actually, before I got onto any antibiotics or anything like that. So I jumped on that day, and this was only one of the first games of the day. And I thought, I don't think I'm going to be getting any MOABs when I'm in this much pain, and there's no point frustrating myself further. So I threw on Assault, and this was pretty much first game with Assault. Yeah, I think it was the first game with Assault. I think the other game I played before that was Specialist, and then I got pissed off, and yeah, you know the way that goes. So as you can see, I'm actually using the P90 SMG, although at the moment I am using the MP9 a bit, just because I know I'm right in their spawn, and I do have an overwatch over my head. I am pretty obvious anyway, without the big red dot on the radar, and I did want that payload before I ended up dying. I really think that's the key to these big killing games. You need to have a decent class, so a really good gun that you're comfortable with, that is going to do pretty well in whatever situation you want it to be in. Whereas in my case, I'm planning on getting really close to these guys. So an SMG is going to work a bit better than something like an ACR for what I'm actually doing. I'm actually quite blindly rushing just at their spawn. And I think that it really is a key in getting these sort of big high killing games, is getting onto those kill streaks quickly. And also what kill streaks you choose. I'm actually using Predator, Overwatch and Payload, and the reason for that is I just don't want to have to leave the battle. If I'm trying to go for a really high killing game, I always find that it's better to be able to get kills with my gun while there's some sort of air support up as well. So I just find it works a bit better than things like the Reaper or AC-130, which are brilliant kill streaks, or actually maybe not the AC-130. That is a little bit painful in this rendition of Modern Warfare, in my opinion anyway. So that should pretty much explain to you guys why I'm using the kill streaks that I'm using. And that is a really important part in getting a gameplay like this, but it's really not the only part. A really huge factor in these sort of gameplays is actually luck. And it really depends on the enemy team. I find that that's actually one of the biggest things. You really need an enemy team where majority of them aren't running blind eye and they're just not shooting stuff down. I often find some of the guys that like to run support don't run a Stinger class, don't run a Stinger with their support class, and they're just greedy and don't want to actually change classes. So I find that to really be a key in these sort of high killing games, is a whole bunch of enemies like that, and a whole bunch of teammates who are just not that good at the game. And I'm really sorry guys, you guys were great. I couldn't have got this game without you guys, because if you guys were actually killing any more people than what you were, then it probably wouldn't have been possible. So I'm not complaining about you guys one little bit, although I'm sure none of these guys are going to actually see this gameplay, because I am playing with a bunch of randoms. And that is another key in getting these sort of gameplays, in my opinion, is if you're playing with a team of competent slayers, your chance of hitting 100 kills is going to be pretty slim. Just because the kills get more spread out over multiple people. And I find that this happens a lot when I play with a party, especially of a party of extremely good players. So like I said guys, there's definitely a few factors in getting a gameplay like this, and like I said, a big part of that is luck. But the assault package isn't actually that hard to use, and if you're one of those people who can get a few 12 or 11 kill streaks if you're using hardline in the one game, then you do have a pretty good chance of getting a game like this. you just really want to stick to ground war, preferably ground war domination, and you really, in a lot of cases, need the score to almost go to its full level. Well, not necessarily, but it will give you a higher chance of actually getting over 100 kills. That's the way I play domination anyway. I do tend to like the time to go for almost as long as possible. I really don't like winning the game by 100 points. As far as I'm concerned, a win is a win, whether you win by 100 points or 50. Or even 25. You know, it's still a win. So anyway guys, I'm going to put on some music, something quite random from my collection. I'm not actually sure yet when I'm actually talking about this, just because this is a reasonably long gameplay, and I'm guessing my boyfriend's going to be home from work soon, and if I don't get off the mic soon, he is guaranteed going to interrupt me. But before I actually go, I will say to you guys that this could have actually been such a better gameplay. You'll see in future where, firstly, my Predator gets EMP'd, and not too much further down the track, I get hard scoped coming out of this door, but it happens in another minute or so, one off a Pavlo. So that was a little bit disappointing. I reckon this could have easily been a 130 kill game if that hadn't have happened. And I didn't actually know how well I was doing until I think around the 130 point mark, something like that, because I don't generally like to check the scoreboard. So I checked the scoreboard, realised that I'm on 90 kills and we've got a hell of a lot of a game to go, and then I pretty much start choking. It's not a bad choke or anything, it's still entertaining to watch, but I think it could have been a bit better if it wasn't for that. Not that I'm complaining though or anything guys. This is actually one of those gameplays that I actually am a little bit proud of. And playing as long as I have, you really don't find too many of those anymore. I just am a little bit disappointed in my performance around the end. But that's another thing, I am always trying to push myself and improve, just in lots of things. And I did speak about this yesterday, just for anyone who didn't actually catch yesterday's double MOAB fail / commentary, whatever you really want to call it. It's a bit of a piece about just some things that I've sort of learnt and just some regrets that I've had since sort of leaving high school and growing up, so to speak. So if you'd like to check that out, I'll leave that in the annotations. Anyway guys, I best get back to the kitchen. You know how that goes. The boyfriend will actually be home any minute and I'm meant to be cooking a roast. So shh, we just won't tell him what I'm actually doing. Anyway guys, I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.
DEFCON 1 is combining elements and creating new worlds. DEFCON 1 is your escape from reality. Save your scrap for victory. DEFCON 1. To party. DEFCON 1 Down Under. We are the new generation. We fight for our right to party. We transform garbage into art. We transform second-hand into new. We 2010. Escape from reality. Save your scrap for victory. DEFCON 1 Australia.